Hey guys, welcome back to another video. This one's gonna be a little bit different because today I'm gonna be giving you, kind of like my first opinions on my new automatic stiletto I have. Got this in the mail today, from Direct Knife Sales. Paid about $12 for it, so, it's not the best of quality. It did come with this nylon sheath, which compared to other nylon sheaths, it's a little bit more sturdier. But the belt loop still isn't the best on it because it's a cheap nylon sheath. So that's kind of what I expected. But the knife itself is pretty good. These are illegal where I live, so I can carry this around. One of the first things I did notice was that the bolster is a little bit loose. I don't know if that's on a lot of cheap stilettos, but yeah, Slayer. I bet you if that pin was pressed down a little bit more, like how it is here, it would probably not be so loose. And hit the tripod there. Sorry. But with that, there's also comes a little bit of blade play, not much. But then again, $12, and there's like $6 shipping. So, the safety on it is pretty tight, so it's not gonna slip down. That's a fake stag handle, of course, and the Lovely's cheaper stilettos gets a little bit thick for the scales. I don't know why that is. I get why it's boxy scales, but I'm not sure why they're so thick. But overall, for the money, it's not bad. The button's a little bit, gotta really press down on it, so, which is a good thing, so you know it's gonna come out. Now, to compare, I have two knives I can compare this with. One of them being my M-Tech spring-assisted stiletto. I got a little bit sticky because I tightened the screw down on it. But I got this about, I think 10 months ago. It's right before, I think it was like late last August or early in September. And then this knife, my Kissing Crane, I don't know, you can barely see it. It's an actual German stiletto. Can't see that too well on camera, but got this from a gun show, $15, which is an actual pretty good deal, seeing as how the actual German ones are about $50 on eBay, and you can tell how much thicker the cheap $12 stiletto is. This one is a lockback too, so it's not automatic, for those who can't tell. But yeah, it's I'm fairly happy with it. You get what you paid for. Came in pretty good time. I ordered it, I believe, June 29th, and the day of recording is July 6th. Took a little bit longer because of how the post office doesn't ship during the 4th of July or on Sundays, so it's kind inexcusable thing. But direct knife sales, it usually will take direct knife sales usually takes about 2 or 3 about 3 or 4 days actually shipping the package. And then it could be anywhere between 1 and 2 days of it actually leaving their facility. It's a pretty good knife, though, for the money. Like I said, pretty thick, but still fits in the hand. There's a gap in between the bolster and the scale right there, like larger than what normally would be there. So, like I said, it's wiggly and I don't know. It's not the absolute worst thing in the world, but it's it's a little bit irritating, but it's what you expect. Of course, the corners are a bit sharp, and then this is a little rough too up here by the lock, which compared to the old school German stiletto, it's a little bit smoother. Scales aren't as thick. Everything's just more rounded off. But that's made better and was more expensive back when these were being sold. The old German ones, at least. Nowadays, the kissing crane's all made in China and all that. So for the price, I enjoy it. I don't know, probably won't be carrying it around a whole lot. It's been a couple times that the spring hasn't been, I don't know, just sometimes the blade won't snap into its locked position, but that's kind of a recurrence. It's only happened like 2 times on me, and I've been kind of opening this thing a lot. Kind of like these knives though, because it's a just kind of a history behind it. I've always wanted one for a long time now, just because it's kind of that old school rebel greaser knife, the so-called hoodlum, if you will. Yeah, it's just, it's a piece of history, really, this style of knife. The old Italian ones just have a lot of history behind them. I'm glad that in a lot of states, the ban on these is going away, because I find that these aren't any more dangerous than any other knife. Actually, where at the time they were kind of like the only folding knife that you could one hand open. But nowadays we have things like flippers and spring assisted knives, kind of like this one, like my MTech. If it wasn't as tight, you give it a good, can't really do it on camera, give this a good, yeah, I edit that out. See, you give it a good flick, even though it's tight. It's spring assisted. Just goes to show that nowadays. The Switchblade ban of, I believe it was 58, is just, it's one of those things that it's outdated, it's unnecessary. I have a knife that will even better represent the speed of a spring assisted, but maybe we'll save that for another video if you guys want to see that, or if I get bored and I'm running out of content. But really, it's just, the style of knife. I've always liked it. It's been in a lot of films. It's the reason why they were banned in the first place. It's because, you'd see films where it'd say, someone, in like the Italian mafia, or some greaser would be carrying this. And it became known as a knife that, a hood would carry. Nowadays, they just, your hoodlum kids get their hands on any knife they can, really. But for what it is, it's, not bad. Again, for the price, if I could, I would have gotten a higher quality one. But for the time being, this will do just fine, really. It's snappy. It's fast. It's iconic. The fake stag I like. I do prefer the black scales, like on the manual stiletto I have. But really, these scales are just fine for me. Makes it stand out a little bit. Really, I would go with either stag or black, and then maybe a couple other wood colors for the scales. I don't really like you get you get like the rainbow ones. You'll have like the blade colorized and some tacky color on the handles. It's just not really my style. I prefer the old school looking ones. Even though the ones from the 50s didn't have the swivel lock. They were just a pick lock. So instead of swiveling a bolster to lift that little pin or that little bar, you'd have to manually grab it. It's just, fuck. Sorry. Hit the tripod. Button is a bit stiff, like I said. But over time it might, get better. Another thing is, with this being a cheap knife, the leaf spring in there, at one point it's probably going to break. That's the thing with the stilettos. The springs will at some point break, especially on the cheaper ones. So when that does happen, though, there's a nail nick on there so that I can still use this. Still won't be as cool, but that point I can get a new one and then still have this. On the blade, it's China made and then Italian Milano, which you see on a lot of the cheap Switchblades. So that's really all I have to say. Sorry, I rambled a bit. It's just kind of how I am. You give me one subject to talk about, and when I get going, I really get going. If you enjoyed hearing me talk, maybe check out the website info podcast. Me and a friend of mine have. Should be down in the description. If not, you can find it anywhere. Just type in website info podcast, We're on Spotify, Apple Music, Anchor, most podcast streaming websites, and we do have an episode on YouTube as of the day of recording this. If you want to see more videos by me, like and subscribe. I'm trying to post more content. I know this video will be a little bit late, so I don't know, it might be able to be uploaded by tonight, but probably be early in the morning, so it'll be like a day late. Trying here, so just bear with me a little bit, and eventually I'll get some content out. That's all I have to say tonight, guys. This has been Colby Day. Peace and hair grease. Y'all have a good one.